Part 2. Take 2, sorry.
Welcome back, chaps, to the Lifted Lifestyle Podcast. It has been a little while.
For a bloody long time.
Took a little hiatus as I was in Hong Kong, for 2 weeks.
I've been here,
Yeah.
waiting for HL to return.
Well, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
You had a brief...
I had a one-night trip away,
yeah.
which is
So-
cooking.
Yeah, this pod was sort of going to chat a bit of rubbish, basically.
Yeah, we haven't really got much to talk about. Well, we do, but nothing...
Yeah. Got a few cues. I wouldn't be expecting too much value from this one, but
It will be entertaining.
Might be good crack. So yeah, Leo went to. I can't remember where you went.
Riga,
I don't still no
Latvia.
idea. It's not exactly at the top of my list.
No, it's not the top of mine, so it's a bit of a weird one, but... I can't remember, what day did I go? Saturday?
So that was
Yeah, you
the
flew on
day
a Sunday.
Yeah,
It was meant to be So we flew on the Saturday, and I think I got asked to go on like the Tuesday just before. And I was at the pub after football, and I thought, you know what?
send it.
You only live once, brothers and sisters. So booked the flight, off we went. And yeah, it was pretty good.
So you landed at what time?
I think we landed about 7 p.m. their time.
And then left at the next day.
The next day, I'm pretty sure the flight home was at like 1 p.m. So not a very long time. If you ask me anything about Riga, I won't be able to tell you a thing. Didn't really see anything at all.
Didn't do a single spot of sightseeing now.
We saw a sign that said Riga.
Oh, that's good.
Had a photo in front of that. It's an absolute dreadful photo. That's literally all we saw.
And what did you
Do.
What did you actually do? Got there at what, 7, 8?
We landed at 7, yeah. I think we probably got to the gaff by like 9 because we got in an Uber, put in the location. For some reason, we thought he'd taken us to the wrong spot. So then Isaac was like, oh, there's that food place that's on TikTok loads. So we went there. It's called like Lido or something.
Right.
There's like a chain of them in Latvia. And it was like everyone raves about it on TikTok. Sat down. It was the weirdest experience of my life.
Really?
It was like I felt so like uncomfortable in there.
Really?
Yeah, it was just a weird place. Honestly, we were all sat there looking at each other like, where have we come to? Like I was actually worrying.
At
Like,
the food place?
yeah, it was like
That's quite odd.
it was almost like a school canteen vibes where you go up with like a tray and you just sort of choose what you want.
Right.
But like we had no idea what any of the food was or anything. And yeah, when we sat down, I was just surrounded by foreign people, which is fine. But you know, when there was nobody
Yeah.
English, it was just quite strange.
And what was the scran?
I think I had some like chicken thing, then like potatoes in a mushroom sauce. And it was just so odd. You know when you just have an experience, it's not even that weird,
Yeah.
but it was just weird.
It's
I
like
just didn't-
first hour there.
yeah, I
just
was like,
dropped in the deep end.
this is so odd.
Yeah.
Then we went to the gaff, and we must have been out by about 9:30.
Right.
When them lot wanted to sit outside, it was freezing. It was like
Right, do you go to like a
we went to
pub or
like
something?
an Irish, obviously.
No, of course.
Yeah, they searched the Irish straight away. Went there. There was like nobody out. So this was like 9:30, 10, and I was like, right, this is worrying. Where is everyone? So we sat there for a bit, and then we went into this other place across the road.
Another Irish, was it?
No, it was a proper bar, boozer, and it said 10 shots for £10 on the window.
Oh, that's
so
some
we
deal.
were straight in there. And then she said the bar lady was like, it gets busy at like 1 a.m.
Yeah, I remember you texted
and
me
like
that.
or like midnight. I was
Yeah.
like, what is going on here?
Because I
was
messaged you late on
knackered.
in the day, didn't I? I was like, what's it like? She said, pretty dead at the minute, but
It's
apparently
mainly
gets
getting
active in 3 hours.
I was like, oh, this is going to be a weird night. But it ended up being a really good night. It was funny, yeah.
Worth the trip.
It was worth the trip, even though didn't see a thing.
So, this is a similar story to when we went to Prague. Basically,
Yeah,
really
but Prague
much.
just seemed like bigger and busier.
Holly went to Prague recently.
Yeah, it was like
she
when you were in
sort of
thingy on it. Yeah.
Did like Prague,
Yeah.
and there is actually quite a lot of
To
stuff
see.
to do.
Yeah, we just did
We
nothing
just
there.
didn't do it.
That's the issue. If you go away with your mates, you're not gonna see you're not really gonna see much, are you?
No.
Because you end up just going out. You end up getting pissed. and then you sleep, and then you can't be asked to do it anyway.
It's hard because the Irish bars are really fun.
They are
So-
fun, but you don't want to be there all day, every day, do you?
No.
Like we were. Oh, God.
So, did you end up going? Was there like a club to go to, or?
Yeah, there was like a I won't really call it a club, but it was a club. It was weird. It was like over 3 floors in like this old building. It was like a proper nice building.
Oh, really?
It was karaoke, one
Quality.
bopping floor, and another bopping floor. And literally, we spent about 4 hours in the karaoke room.
Really?
Honestly, there was like some other English lads there, and I don't know how we didn't get kicked out. Like, genuinely, I was that battered, right? Remember me and Crow, we were grabbing the karaoke mic going, "Hey, Glory!" And everyone on like the floor was looking at us like. And then you know when you're in the moment, you think, "Oh, it's his sound, it's fine."
Yeah. It's all
And
funny.
you're like, "No,
Looking
it's not,
back,
it's not good." And like all the waiters are coming around trying to like take our pints off us whilst we're on this stage.
Oh, no.
But yeah, it was a good night. And then we had a bop, and then we didn't get in till about 6 a.m. I don't think, half
You
6.
bust out any tunes on the karaoke?
Yes, we did. We did like 5, and we saw this he's like semi-famous TikToker
Right.
who does like football stuff, and he was there. You know when it's just such a weird.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on? Like, why is he here? So we were talking to him. He kept getting on karaoke.
What should go to?
I can't
So-
remember what we did, you know. I feel like we did like Oasis or something,
Yeah,
which
classic.
isn't really a bit of me.
That's
but
got Isaac really.
yeah,
all over
Isaac
it,
and Crow were loving it, and Jay, to be fair.
singing Wonderwall.
Yeah, I think we probably did Wonderwall at some point. I just can't remember. I can't remember much, to be honest.
Sounds really good.
And then we had a bop. Went on the electric scooters. Sun was coming up. Went over a big bridge. That was quite nice.
A bridge.
Yeah, it was like a
Highlight of
massive
the trip.
bridge. Sun was coming up over the water. It was nice.
Was
yeah.
that when you and Jay were?
Scooting around?
Yeah.
And then we went to
As you
bed.
do in the morning.
Yeah.
Little
Pissed.
morning scoot about.
Probably should have been arrested or something. but yeah, it was decent.
So worth would you go back, or is it kind of one?
I wouldn't go. I mean, if there was a cheap flight in a few months and people were like,
Mm.
"Do you want to go?" I'd go. Yeah.
How much
but-
was it this time?
Cheaper than Prague.
Really?
Yeah, the flight was like 45 quid, I think, 50
Right.
quid. Accommodation was like 15 quid.
Yeah.
I didn't spend that much at all whilst I was out. Maybe like 70 quid. And I had like a lot to drink, so
Mm.
it's not that bad really. It's
I'm not
gr-
going to have too much.
It's not great, but yeah, so that's my trip. Yours is a bit more
20 hours
exciting.
in, can't remember the name again.
Latvia, Riga.
That's it.
Yeah. So decent.
Mine was probably slightly less chaotic.
Yeah, but yours is probably a bit more exciting.
Going to Honkers for 2 weeks. Last time I went for 4 weeks, but I basically didn't
Heavy.
really see much because I was working, Dad was working, and then
Was it only you and your dad then?
yeah, the first time,
Yeah.
and I basically spent the whole time like setting up the apartment and doing sort of
Coaching,
nonsense.
grinding.
Yeah, that was actually when we were kind of first getting fairly dialed. So I did spend.
Yeah,
a
when
lot
was that?
So
Like
that was
last.
April last year. So it's when we were setting up all the
Yeah, it was
cooler
like
systems.
proper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Proper cooking.
So this time definitely saw a lot more, like the 10,000 Buddhas.
That's a great trip for that.
I just saw it
10,000
on the map. I
Buddhas.
was like, I'm going there.
What, so it was your choice. You were like, I'm gonna go and
Well,
see that
we were
shit.
trying to decide what to do on the day because it was on the Sunday. We spent the Friday and Saturday at the rugby at the Sevens.
Oh yeah.
And then the Sunday only really gets going like later on because it's
Right.
where the semis and the finals are.
Okay.
So we basically just had the morning free. I was like, what should we do? Should probably go see something.
Do
like,
something.
something to do with Asia.
Yeah.
So then I thought,
Get embedded in the culture a bit.
yeah,
you know?
why not go see 10,000 Buddhas? I'll be honest, it was a bit weird,
Yeah. I
like-
mean, how big was the area?
like massive.
Okay.
So
So it's not
basically-
like it's just like 10,000 Buddhas in like a.
So you're at the bottom, and there's a massive queue, but the queue wasn't for the Buddhas. It was for this like, I don't even know if it was it wasn't like a burial ground, but it was like a place
cemetery.
that people go to, like, worship there. Not worship, but
Oh, so
like-
sort of like a
I didn't see
like
any.
what's their religion? Is it Buddhism?
Yeah, I think for the most part.
So is it
Well, I went there. There's no like. I didn't see any like classic cemetery, but
Yeah.
there's loads of people that were going to see. There's just the guy said, no, this is for family.
oh,
If you're looking for the Buddhas, it's that way.
okay.
So we went to the bottom of the Buddhas, and it starts and just loads of gold Buddhas, right? You basically walk up a hill for about half an hour,
And there's just
and it's
Buddhas.
just lined with Buddhas. And then you get to the top, and there's one massive fat Buddha, and then lots of like little tiny ones just in this massive room.
Why have they made that?
I don't know, and it's not like a you know, some of these places they look really old, and it's like
Yeah, it looks
historic.
more modern.
This looked like
It'd been made like last year.
it looked like they'd ordered 10,000 Buddhas from Alibaba and chucked them on a hill. apart from like there was some older ones, but probably 9,000 of them
Were like new.
it looked like they'd just been spray painted with gold basically and chucked on a hill. So
Which is so
yeah,
weird.
slightly odd. But that was an experience.
Hang on, you know the rugby thing?
Mm.
Did England play there?
Yeah,
Okay. Why is it
So-
there? It's a bit of a strange place, I feel like, for
Yeah,
it to be.
Hong Kong Sevens is like the main or one of the top sevens tournaments
really?
of the whole year.
That's strange.
I don't know why it's there. I know like Hong Kong, their rugby is more sevens biased than 15s.
Right. So
the
they have a team.
yeah,
Hong Kong have a
So
team.
the sevens are pros, but the
Right.
15s in Hong Kong isn't professional.
Right, so it's big over there.
Yeah. So there's this like £3 billion stadium, which is ridiculous, right? And basically the main event is this sevens tournament.
Right.
And the rest of the time there's like bits and bobs throughout the year, but not.
And you went to that
Really?
last year as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But last
Yeah, I
year
thought so.
it was at the older stadium, and
Right.
they built a new stadium in between. Well, 2 years ago, I think they started building
Right.
it, and now
It's only just been done.
yeah.
Mm.
But like we got there to the stadium, and it like wasn't finished. So on the Friday, there were still workers like carrying around toilets and stuff
Oh,
to fit them
God.
in. But apart from that, it was really nice. And basically the tournament is you essentially got like Asian countries,
Yeah.
which are in the sort of B tier
Yeah.
side of the tournament. So that's like Hong Kong, China, which when they play against
So
each
it's
other,
like a big derby,
the
that.
crowd goes a little
Yeah.
bit mental.
We're not Chinese, we're Hong Kongians.
Even though like most of the crowd isn't from Hong Kong, it's like
She's like all like
yeah,
Europeans.
it's a load of expats from like everywhere. But you got like Kazakhstan and all of them lot in the lower one, and then the bigger one is like England, New Zealand,
Yeah. Like
Canada.
Australia and stuff there.
Australia,
Yeah.
yeah, all in like their mullets.
Yeah,
Everyone
I was
looked
going
the
to say, I
same.
bet they all
Yeah.
have mullets.
They've all
yeah.
got moles and a moustache.
Like copy and
Yeah.
paste.
Like I say, New Zealand were there, and then they play. This it's the same setup as well for the women's,
Yeah.
which is why it spans across 3 days.
Okay.
Um,
Wait, so how many games? There must be loads of games
Yeah.
in a day.
yeah, there's loads.
How long's a rugby sevens game?
15 minutes,
Oh,
so it's short.
the whole game is 15
Yeah,
minutes.
so it's 7.5 minutes each way, and it's like really quick.
Right.
So,
Sh-
yeah, it's just like loads of tries because obviously it's on a full size rugby pitch, but there's only seven
Seven
people.
people, so there's way more space.
Yeah. So imagine
Yeah.
playing 6 aside in football.
Yeah, on
but
11
on a
aside.
11
Yeah,
side
makes
pitch.
sense.
There'd be loads of goals.
Yeah.
Same sort of crack, but basically no one like Friday and Saturday. No one watches any rugby. They're just there drinking basically, and then Sunday,
When it actually gets good.
yeah, is when the proper rugby's
Did
played.
England win?
No,
Oh.
we're not.
Who
I
beat
mean, we're
us?
good, but we're not great. I think France won the tournament.
Oh.
New Zealand beat us. Samoa, is it Samoa?
Surely they're good.
Yeah, they're pretty quality to be fair. They had a big fan base out actually.
A big
But-
fan base.
Yeah, I don't know
Really?
how. There was
That's why
like
it's
they
a
were taking
tiny-
up like probably an eighth of the stadium.
Really?
Like all the
So it's a tiny country,
it is.
isn't it?
That's what I was thinking.
Is it near Australia and New Zealand and that?
Yeah, in
Like
that,
that sort of-
direction. But yeah, I think France won the men's, and then in the lower tournament, Hong Kong won the men's and the women's.
Limbs.
So they were
Limbs then
they
in
were
Hong
going
Kong
mental,
then.
yeah.
Surely right. That sounds bad, but surely like Hong Kong and China, they must be so bad at rugby because they're all tiny.
They're a lot smaller.
And I get in rugby there is smaller players.
Yeah.
They're like quick.
Well, I think in sevens you don't need to be that big.
Right. Okay.
But that being said, like
You're still tackling now, aren't you?
there is still a difference. But having said that, like if you look at the Hong Kong team, probably half of the players aren't like
Actually from Hong Kong.
Like there's a load of white guys that are playing in it.
Okay.
I think you basically got to play for 5 years in Hong Kong normal rugby, and then you can play for the
national team. That's good.
So that obviously helps them a little bit.
Yeah.
And people will come over if they can't play in the UK, then they might go to Hong Kong, and it's like a little bit easier to get into
it. Yeah.
The teams and whatnot.
That makes sense.
But yeah, it's Friday and Saturday. Everyone's just drinking, and then if someone scores, like loads of people just chuck the pint in the air,
That's
and then
quality.
it comes like rocketing down like some sort of missile. And everyone gets dressed up on the Saturday. I don't know if you saw my outfit.
Yeah, Miles, what's his name?
Miles Teller.
Miles Teller, yeah.
What's it actually? Top Gun.
Top Gun, yeah. Maverick.
What's his name? No,
No.
Maverick's the mate.
No, that's Tom Cruise, isn't it? Maverick.
Yeah, and then in the first one it's Goose,
Yeah.
but in the new one it's Goose's son, Miles Teller. I can't
what's
remember his name.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure, is it some sort of bird or something? I can't remember. Let me have a look. Quick gander. Miles.
Yeah, I don't know.
Teller.
I've watched that film
Top
like 3 times as
Gun.
well.
Quality film.
Yeah, it is a good film.
Who does he play? Bradley Bradshaw. Oh, Maverick.
Nah, I swear that's Tom Cruise.
Miles Teller is an actor who plays Bradley Bradshaw in Top Gun. Oh no, Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, yeah.
What's his bloody name? Top Gun Maverick cast. I don't know what they call him. Anyway, I won't spend too long pondering on this.
Was this? Did you have to pre-plan this outfit, or did you just like wing it when you got there? You thought,
So,
shit.
You get there, and there is in one of the streets in Hong Kong. There's like a outfit,
Right, like a fancy dress
like
sort of thing. Yeah.
and it's like you go in there, there's just like piles of loads of different fancy dress. So before we got there, I think my dad went and just bought some.
Loads of shit.
So he bought me that one, and then he had like, you know, when they wear the white navy suit things,
Yeah.
or whatever it might be.
Like their actual
Rooster. That's his
rooster. Yeah.
name. So my dad was in the white one, and I was in the.
What was Kizza?
Kizza couldn't because he was.
Oh, was he working?
Yeah, so he
Cooked.
he had like a media pass.
Right. Okay.
So I think walking around in an outfit might
Might have looked a bit dodgy.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically Hong Kong. A bit of ruggers, bit of scran, few iced coffees, and decent bit of sun.
Yeah, nice bit of sunnage. Yeah.
And I
That
felt
is
like a
nice.
giant.
Yeah.
Did I show you? Did I show you these photos?
I remember seeing that photo where you're like in a busy street.
Yeah.
And bro was like double the size of everyone.
So we were in a place called Repulse Bay, right, which is where there's like a beach. And this woman comes up to me, and she just starts like taking photos, and she didn't say anything. And
so weird.
I turned around and her like husband or the guy that she
Godzilla.
was with was behind her. So I smiled. I was like, all right, like take a photo, whatever, no stress. But then about 2 minutes later, they come back to take more photos. So then I took the opportunity
To take a photo with them.
to take some selfies whilst they were taking photos of me. I'll put it up on the screen if I remember. I can try and find this. It's pretty spectacular, if I do say so myself. But yeah, that was a pretty odd experience.
Yeah,
to be
it's a bit
honest.
strange.
There we go. There's the bro that was taking photos with me.
What the hell is bro?
And then I've not shown you these already, have I? That was the woman.
No, you aren't showing me that. I'd have been like, please, can you go away?
So yeah, that was quite odd. But apart from that,
Good
all went
crack.
pretty smoothly. Yeah.
Yeah, good crack.
Next up, we've got.
You've got Mallorca, haven't you?
Oh, I haven't got Mallorca yet.
I've got Cyprus.
In about a month's time.
Yeah, a month, and we'll both be on our ollies.
Have you ever
Ollie
been
jolly.
to Cyprus?
No, I haven't. I'm excited to go. It looks nice. It's shit hot as well. So
What
I'm
sort of
excited.
temp are we talking?
I think it's like 30.
Really?
Yeah, it's hot.
I have to like get on a plane
Yeah.
and
Come for the second week, mate. If you want.
accidentally turn up.
Yeah.
What? Fancy you in it? That's so crazy. Are you going with Hannah?
No, my dad.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm house sitting for Max. So.
You and Mucker.
Yeah, I'm just gonna muck her about.
Why is Max not there?
No, so we fly out. He's there for a few days, and he's coming home for a wedding.
Oh really?
Obviously, someone needs to look after his dog and that. I mean, we're not gonna pass up the opportunity to go and just sun it up for a bit.
I have to find a little Airbnb.
Just down the road. That's weird. Why is HL here?
Fancy you on the beach? What the hell? Not Leo.
Yeah, you might as well do it. Just send it.
What are the dates you going again?
14th to the 28th.
So that's a decent bit of time there. I get back from Mallorca on the 17th.
Yes, quick turnaround.
Could have a little 10-day boot around in Cyprus.
Yeah, we do a Cyprus pod.
Yeah.
After that, we have got Havar is approaching quick time.
Thick and fast.
Very quick.
July. That's a good topic actually. To transition on to actually a bit about the gymnasium. Obviously, we're both doing a little
diet thing. Yeah.
So when are you? What position are you in right now, and when are you kind of starting, and what are you hoping to?
So still just gaining away, nice and steady. I think I'm from the end of like the diet. I am about 11 kilos up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
that's from prep.
the prep. Yeah. So I think I put on like 4 kilos within the first 3 weeks. So I'm about like 8, 7 kilos up. I think I'm going to start the diet. I think it's the 28th. It's a Monday, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start then, just because I was going to start 1st of May.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm going to get a few days in before, and then I've got like 2.5 weeks before I go to Cyprus.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be dieting in Cyprus. Like I'm just literally doing my life there with sun. So I'll still be dieting there. And to be honest, I probably want to get it wrapped up by like the start to the mid of June and have like 4 weeks maintaining it.
Yeah.
Like I want to go away and I'm in a position where I'm eating a lot of food again.
Yeah.
Body weight's just around the same.
So what do you think what are you weighing now?
Like 70.
And what are you
Bit more.
going to try?
I'll probably get down to like 65.
Yeah.
Because that's where I notice it's sort of like I'm fine. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Any lower than that is like detrimental. Not detrimental, but like training might be a bit meh.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking to start for me after I get back, but maybe you're right.
I think it makes more sense to start sooner.
Yeah.
Especially if I didn't have holidays, I think it'd be fine. But just because you've got holidays,
it
just makes your life a bit easier.
Yeah. I mean,
and you've got more time just to maintain it then into like when do we go? Mid-July.
So if you start on the 28th,
gives me a lot of time.
It does give you a decent bit of time, doesn't it? What would that be?
Like 10 weeks, something like that. 11 weeks.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then we go to Havar on the 12th week.
So I'll probably diet for like 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, and then
I've got plenty of time to just hold it.
6-week diet. That sounds quite good, actually.
Yeah, it'd be easy as well.
It's almost like we might get some other people doing that.
Yeah, that leads nicely into a little teaser.
No, we can't tease it yet.
No, too soon.
Too soon. But the OC12 went pretty freaking cool, didn't it?
Cooking.
Obviously, people have basically started the diets or started their process. Got a few people gaining, to be fair.
Yeah.
Last week from today, last Tuesday.
Yeah, I do think. I didn't think this, but I do think insert teaser will do even better.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've got a feeling that might do quite well.
Yeah.
Because it's a tough, like in our minds now, it's the perfect time to start.
Yeah.
But for other people, it's still like back of their mind.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like summer's like right.
Yeah, but
right.
obviously at the point of insert teaser,
Yeah.
sun's out, it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
People will know they've got that holiday coming up.
Yeah.
So I think that probably will do quite well.
And to be fair, across that timeline, like, okay, are you going to be in the best shape you could possibly get in? Probably not, but
you can still make very good progress.
Pretty freaking good progress, yeah. Especially if you're in a position like us where, you're not fat, but you got some body fat to lose.
Yeah, you're fine.
That sort of timeline would work quite well.
Yeah, you'll be geezer.
So keep your eyes peeled for what would it be? About 6 weeks from now, 5 weeks from now.
Yeah, we're about 6 weeks from the. Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, so 5 weeks from now.
5 weeks, yeah.
So pod episode 33.
Yeah.
Coming at you hot. Need to work out what we're going to do for that actually.
Yeah, we do.
Anyway, but yeah, then we've got HVAR, which should be cool.
Should be cool.
It will be very.
It's
cool.
going to be fucking sick.
Kind of super tempted to sprinkle a little tick just for thought.
Yeah,
but,
I know.
And,
the only issue is I sort of wish we'd planned it a bit better, and we'd have just booked somewhere else before as well.
Yeah.
To get a flight straight from there to Split, because now we will have to come home.
Fly back, yeah.
We don't have to, but
kind of paid for
sort
it
of
now.
missing out on a bit of money there.
Yeah, it's also quite fun to
going with everyone. Yeah, you got the whole airport experience.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the calendar plans for us. Gonna try and do a couple of pods while we're there.
We'll definitely do one in Havar, 100%.
Other than that, got a couple of cues from the old story if you want to go through them. So
I got one.
Time we're on.
I feel like people have now hating on us because we haven't done a pod. I feel like it's probably this week's going to be a slower week just because we haven't done a
lost
pod in a
momentum.
while. Yeah, but we're back.
Yeah, for our avid listeners, apologies. I'm really sorry.
I got one. I can't pronounce the name. I think he's from Cyprus.
Jacked Bro. That's what we'll
WNBF Pro Bro. How to actually grow calves. And I don't know if he's taking the piss. I feel like because he's huge. He's massive. This brother is huge.
He looks like he's kind of cracked the code for growing muscle.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's just taking the piss out of us.
Maybe. Have we got small calves? Is what he's saying.
Maybe he thinks our calves are massive.
Yeah, they are. To be fair, I mean, it's probably my best body part. Pretty peak to say that's my best body part, but
oh well, you take it.
You win some, you lose some, I guess.
So, how to actually grow calves?
Ooh, well,
it's all genetics.
Yeah, it's all genetics, mate. If you've got small calves, just don't train them.
You're cooked.
Yeah, no point really.
Yeah.
No, I would say get your frequency up. I think the first week you start training them properly, they're going to be freaking sore.
They will be very sore, yeah.
In fact, a lad that I'm coaching at the minute, he did his first leg day, and he did 2 or 3 sets of calves. He said the next day, no, he did abs and he did calves, which both of them he hadn't trained in a while. 3 sets of each, so nothing major. So the next day he was hunchbacked because his abs just
and then he couldn't fully straighten his legs.
And then he tried to run the evening. He just his legs weren't working. But no, try and get your frequency quite high. So probably 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
I think you could.
If you really want him to grow, just spam him.
Like every other day. And if you're doing that 2 or 3 sets each time, we'll get you to about 12 sets a week, and you'll be cooking.
I feel like we're both I know genetics actually don't really matter. Everyone does blame calf genetics, but come on.
Yeah.
They can definitely still grow. I think genetically we are both quite gifted with calves.
Yeah, they're not.
I've never
tiny.
not had calves.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just from being sporty
when
you're younger, but I don't know.
It's just, yeah. My dad's calves are massive.
Yeah.
But it could just because of sport and
I think it is just. I think it's a sport thing.
But yeah, get your frequency up, and then exercise selection. I keep it really simple. Do some sort of straight leg calf. Do a bent leg calf.
Yeah.
So, you could do a standing calf raise, or you could do a toe press on the leg press.
A toe press.
Big fan of that. and then do a seated calf raise.
You cooking.
I
think the last thing would be probably tempos.
Yeah.
Whenever I get a new client, they send me their calf raise. They're just like bounce, 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 bounce.
Yeah.
And there's just like negative calf tension.
Yeah.
So I do think it's one of them things where you probably need to really overemphasize the pauses.
Probably
I find it helps massively.
Yeah, more than anything.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%.
More than any other muscle group.
Yeah. It's so easy to just bounce.
Yeah. So definitely put a pause in the bottom. If you really want to get a bit sneaky, the whole like you remember a couple of months ago talking about the whole
when you
what?
You'd like drop anything slightly educational, and bro's worried about it being too educational, so he'll go, and it's a little bit neat.
If you are indeed a fellow neek,
listen up.
Yeah, a couple of months ago, we were obviously talking about like there's a bit of a trend going around with the length and range bias stuff, which like basically the takeaway is use a full range of motion.
Yeah,
and if you want to do some length and range training, then feel free to do so. Some muscle groups are going to be better for others, but probably don't have to think it too much. Just use the range of motion you got available. But that all stemmed from the main study that came out was
that on calves?
Actually about calves.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And that study basically found length and range to mid grew more than mid to short, and also length and range to short.
Nice.
So potentially it's worthwhile, I would say, at the back end of your set, if you can't get all the way contracted, keep going until you can't get to parallel.
Yeah.
Because you know it's like if you're doing a calf raise, it just gradually gets shorter and shorter and shorter.
100%.
But it's still got strength out the bottom.
It's definitely one of those things like obviously you're always going to fail in the short and range first.
Yeah.
But especially with calves, you seem to die out very quickly.
Yeah, massively.
Like, there's always more in the lengthened.
Yeah.
So I think partials are a big thing.
Yeah. So basically, just rinse it a little bit. If you're really struggling, it might help you out a little bit.
Yeah.
Other than that, take gear.
Yeah.
Final point.
Just start slamming loads of gear.
Yeah. That's all
loads of tests, like grams and grams.
Yeah.
Weekly.
Yeah. And make sure you get your fats from butter, or else you won't grow any muscle. None of this olive oil, seed oils.
All I can think about is, I don't know, you definitely don't watch the pod, but when you had that client that time, bro literally would only thing he'd eat was butter and steak.
Right, if you want to be a good coaching client, part of it is being able to listen to advice.
Take on board advice.
From someone you've hired to give you advice.
Don't let them give you advice and then tell them they're completely wrong.
So, I was talking to someone through the nutrition, and like they were a little bit overweight, and it was because they were looking at all of this stuff online. It was like, you know, have your chopping boards with your steak and your butter, and that, basically it. Like he was quite a heavy sort of carnivore, bro.
Yeah.
And he was having it before he trained. So he'd have 50 grams of butter, for example, which is like 450 calories.
Bro, he's a fat.
So that's a lot of calories from butter purely. And he was having a steak with that before he trained. And I was like, okay, I appreciate you saying this feels like the right thing for you, but it's probably not. It is probably not. So, maybe chuck in some carbohydrates before you train. It might help.
Bro just turn around with a no, I can't do that.
Nah.
Nah, you sucked.
Yeah. So, that was an interesting conversation. But, I mean, he was saying he felt better on that compared to when he tried carbs. So, I'm not here to say, nah, you're capping it. But it did feel like he was a little bit...
he's just engrossed in what he's seen on the internet,
and then convince yourself.
Again, like there's nothing. If you want to have that in your day, like it's fine.
Yeah,
but just be sensible.
Put it this way: if you need to diet on 2,000 calories and 500 of them are coming from butter,
you're being a bit of an idiot.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
put it
if you want to do it, do it. But I mean,
if you want to get like high blood pressure and cholesterol issues, then feel free.
And just go for it. Send it. Right. What have you got? You've got a couple, haven't you? Cues.
Yeah, we'll go through one of these. Dan has asked, I'm just going to my archive and make sure I get this one right. How do you get story archive, isn't it?
I hope it's a funny one.
Okay, not really.
Not really. Dan, you're not funny, mate.
He asked, what's your thoughts on venison meat for bulking/cutting?
To be honest, I don't think I've ever had it really, other than like occasionally at a restaurant. Or do you remember at primary school we used to have venison burgers all the time?
Yeah, I remember.
So to be honest, I've never actually used it with a client, and I've never planned it in my meal plan.
No, it's not a very common one, is it?
I'm guessing it's quite fatty.
Shall we have a look? Venison, a lean source of protein.
Oh, is it?
Typically contains 130 to 180 calories per 100 grams. 22 grams of protein. It's pretty bussing, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I'd say if you like it,
yeah,
and you can fit it in, and it's a smart choice.
Yeah,
I don't see anything wrong with it on the face of things.
The only sauce that I'm seeing leaner here is chicken breast and then white fish.
Well, that's a given. So.
And it looks kind of close to like a 5% beef type thing.
Yeah, it is a red meat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Must be, surely.
Leaner meat.
Yeah, I'd say it's a pretty good option then.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, definitely cutting wise, could be a good option if you like it.
It's one of them things. Like, I get if it's nice and you like it, you can stick to it, do it.
Yeah.
Is there a better option potentially with chicken and white fish? But chicken's pretty boring. White fish is pretty boring.
Pretty dead.
So venison could be the move.
So yeah, Dan, go for it, mate. I'm gonna put it in my program now. I've seen that.
Yeah, same.
Probably not. Don't know if I want to
spend like £1 million on venison a week.
Going to the butcher. Can I have a deer, please, mate? So yeah, go for it, Dan. I like it. The other question wasn't really a question. I put on my story fitness/nutrition/ where are you going on holiday? And I got a few people telling me where they're off on the hollybobs.
Oh, really? That's nice of them.
A couple of France, a couple of Europe.
That's not very helpful. Europe?
No, that's not very helpful, is it? A lot of Europe, actually. 12 in Europe. 2 people going to America or South America.
South America, that's pretty cool.
Isaac said he's going to America or South America. Is he?
Isaac Bailey?
Yeah.
I don't know. He hasn't mentioned it to me.
So that's why you're not coming to Hobart.
Yeah, probably. Maybe he's going with Chloe travelling.
Got enough money. Priorities, mate.
Well, Lats might be coming though. So
really,
yeah. Just needs a bit of convincing, I think.
Yeah. And someone said they were going to Africa.
That's pretty cool.
Where is it? Who was it?
Did you put like a poll of like continents?
Yeah, I did, and then I also put one on like where you're going.
Yeah.
Who's going to Africa?
Connor
Longworth, apparently.
That's your cousin.
Don't know if I believe it.
Yeah, bro's got to be capping.
Yeah, shall we leave the pod there?
Yeah, 38 minutes of pure waffle.
Decent poddy woo.
No.
If you got to the end, hope you really liked the minorly educational content.
Yeah. We'll be back properly next week, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Ciao.
Ciao.